on our glutes, our hamstrings, our quads, all in an effort to have a nice, tight lower half. So please join me, if you will, in extended child's pose. Spread your knees wide, big toes to touch or close to. Pull your hips back towards your heels. Reach your arms out in front of you and allow your forehead to melt into the mat. Taking just a couple moments here to connect to our breath, to let go of everything else that's going on in our day, to energize our bodies and to clear our minds. Give yourself about 3 more breaths here, each one bigger than the last, remembering that our breath is going to be our fuel during today's class. As you're ready, let's come up into downward facing dog. So shift the weight forward into the hands, curl the toes under, straighten out the legs, and press your belly and your chest towards the thighs. Your arms are strong, your arms are toned, the ribs are in tight, the belly is drawing in and up, and the heels are pressing down. If you've got really tight hamstrings, feel free to bend the knee and lengthen through the side bodies from there. Wherever you are is totally fine. Just give yourself a moment here to kind of wake up and invite movement into the body. From our downward facing dog, we're going to lift our heels up as high as we can. Come to the toe mounds. And then as you exhale, bend the knees, pull the hips back towards the heels, stretch. On your inhale, come forward into plank, shoulders over wrist. And as you exhale, slowly lower down, elbows in nice and tight. All the way to the belly we go. Point your toes back, and on your inhale, peel up into cobra. Chest is open, upper back is open as well. Don't squeeze too tight in those shoulder blades. And then exhale, gently lower down. Curl the toes, push your heels back. Inhale, push to plank. And then exhale, downward facing dog. So let's do that a couple times with our breath. Inhale, heels high. Exhale, bend the knees, pull the hips back. Inhale, push forward, plank. Exhale, slowly lower down, elbows in. Point your toes back. Inhale, peel up, cobra. Exhale, gently lower. Curl the toes, activate the legs, the belly, upper back. Inhale, push plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last one like this. Inhale, heels up. Exhale, bend the knees, shins hover, hips pull back. Inhale, press forward, plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Point your toes back. Inhale, peel up into cobra. Exhale, lower the chest. Curl the toes, push your heels back. Inhale to plank. And exhale back into downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, inhale and reach your right leg up to the sky. Let your left heel sink a little bit deeper as you square the hips to the mat. Take one more breath in, and on your exhale, draw your knee towards your nose, shift forward in your plank, and really round your back here. Now we're going to start to make circles with our right leg. Open your right knee out to the side, and then press back into that downward dog, circling your right thigh around. So it's in, out, around, and up. In, out, around, and up. Get 2 more in here. Just warming up our glutes here, our outer hips. Last one. And pause with the knee towards the nose. Round, squeeze, and step through for your lunge. Now on your inhale, sink a little bit deeper into that lunge. As you exhale, straighten your front leg, pull back, stretch. 2 more, inhale, lunge. Exhale, pull the hips up and back. Last one, inhale, lunge. Exhale, pull back, stretch. If you need more of a stretch, flex your right toes off the mat. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward, and relax your head and neck. If your toes are lifted, go ahead and set them back down. Everybody inhale back to lunge. Now plant your palms, step back into high plank. This time we're only going to lower halfway down for chaturanga. So lower halfway down, pause. And then inhale into upward facing dog. Stretch. Exhale, draw back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, float your left leg high this time. Give it a good stretch. Let your right heel sink deeper and pull your right outer hip back. With your next exhale, draw the knee towards the nose. Shift forward and round. Find that cat spine. Then open your left knee out to the left. Circle it up and around. Again, we make our circles clockwise or counterclockwise here rather. Noticing kind of how it's challenging to open the knee away from the body. Maybe we're not as strong in those muscles as we'd like to be. We'll address that today. Get one more circle here. And then pause with the knee towards the nose. Round and squeeze. Step all the way through. Lunge, knee underneath the armpit, ankle underneath the knee. Inhale, sink lower. Exhale, pull the hips up and back. Stretch. Inhale to the lunge. Exhale, pull up and back. Last one. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, draw the hips up and back. Stretch. Again, head and neck relax. So the shoulders relax. Just stretch. And then inhale back to your lunge. Plant your palms, step back into high plank. Lower halfway down, second chaturanga here. Inhale into upward facing dog. And exhale, pull back into downward facing dog. Take a breath in. And on your exhale, hop, step, or jump to the top of your mats. As you get there, take a halfway lift. Breathe in, lengthen. And then exhale and fold forward, stretch. Shift the weight forward into the feet so the balls of the toes are really pressing down. Hips are lifting higher, kneecaps lifting. Now bring your feet together to touch a little space between the heels. And on your inhale, let's stand all the way up into mountain tadasana, arms reach up. As you exhale, just bring your hands to your heart. We're gonna come into this variation of chair. Hands are at your heart, feet and knees are together, and we're gonna sit back and down. So shift back, sit down, and lift the chest up. Squeeze your knees here. Squeeze your knees together. Feel your inner thighs turn on. Feel your quads turn on. Glutes turning on. Good. So just holding, building up some tension here. Now keep squeezing those knees and inner thighs, and we're just gonna add a little pulse, and pulse, and pulse. And try and keep this a small range of motion. Smaller is gonna be harder here. Really building up the fire. Now don't forget about the engagement of the core here. Pulse, and pulse, and pulse, and pulse. Great job. Squeeze, and pulse, and squeeze. Last 8 here. 7, 6, 5. We've got 4 more. 3, 2, and on 1, I want you to hold it down. Now you can stay here if you want. Otherwise, roll the weight into the balls of the toes. Get those heels up high and bring your shoulders, back over the hips. Squeeze your ankles in. Squeeze your heels in. Work on that balance. Good, sit a little bit deeper. Now, see if you can lower your hips to your heels without letting the heels sink. Then push through the balls of the toes and lift about halfway up. Yowza. Now 2 more like that. Inhale, lower down. Embrace that shake. Exhale, lift up. Last one. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift up and hold. Good job. Hold it for 4. Hold it for 3. Heels higher. 2. On 1. Release the heels down. Melt over those legs. Forward, fold, let it go. Great job. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your palms, step back. High plank. Find that plank. Take a breath in. And on your exhale, lower halfway down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Energize. Exhale, back. Downward facing dog. Good. Now, from your down dog, inhale and reach your right leg up. Stretch. As you exhale, step through, lunge. So, since this is part of our yoga for weight loss class, there's a little bit of cardio element in today's class. If you're not feeling it, you don't have to do it. But if you are up and running and you're ready to go, what we're gonna do, we're gonna keep our thigh parallel to the ground, hip in line with the knee. At least that's our goal. You're gonna start to tap your back foot in, out, in, out. So tap in, out, in, out. Don't let your hips lift up. That takes the work out of the glutes. Stay low. and tap it. In and out, in and out. Light touches, abs on, squeeze them in, hips low. 4, 3, 2, and on 1, step back to that lunge. Inhale, rise into crescent lunge. Our arms come up. So the reason we wanted to do that is to get this right glute nice and fired up. Sink a little bit deeper, right? We didn't come for easy. Take a breath in, and then exhale, reach out and twist. Left arm goes forward, right arm goes back. Hips are squared and level. Inhale back to center, crescent lunge. And then exhale, airplane arms as you step forward with your left foot, coming into chair with airplane arms. So when we flow with our breath, we'll put that movement together. Squeeze the pinkies, sit deep. Now shift the weight back into your right foot. Inhale, crescent lunge. We're going to repeat. Arms up, leg goes back. Exhale, reach out and twist, left arm forward. Inhale back to center. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. Step forward, reach back. 2 more. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, reach and twist. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. 1 more. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, reach out and twist. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. Feet together, knees together, sit low. Keep the lower body the same, but reach your arms up to chair, Utkatasana. On your exhale, prayer twist to the right. So hands come to a prayer position. Left elbow outside of the right thigh. Don't let your hips be higher than your chest, okay? You want your hips to be nice and low, your chest to be nice and open, and your torso to rotate. Rotate, rotate. Good, really feeling those thighs now. Keep your knees bent. Inhale to center chair. Exhale, forward fold. Straighten the legs, dive down. Good work. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step or float back, chaturanga. And you can always go back to downward dog here. That's always your option. But if you're flowing, follow the breath up and then follow the breath back. Second side, left leg lifts as you breathe in. Exhale, step through, lunge. Get the thigh parallel. The hip in line with the knee, sink deep. Second set of those toe taps. In and out, in and out, in and out. Up and back. Keep it quick. Keep the hips low. Start to feel that burn, that fire in your left leg. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and on 1, let's find our lunge. Full extension of that back leg. Inhale, crescent lunge. Arms reach up. So hug the left hip back, right hip forward. Inhale. As you exhale, reach out and twist. Right arm forward, left arm back this time. Press through the back of the right knee to keep the legs straight. And then inhale back to center. Crescent lunge. On your exhale, arms are going to go back. Right foot will step forward, chair with airplane arms. Squeeze the knees, sit deep. Shift the weight into your left leg. Inhale, crescent lunge. Step back, reach up, inhale. Exhale, reach and twist. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. Sink deep. Inhale, crescent lunge. Step back, reach up. Exhale, reach out, twist. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. Last time through. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, reach out, twist. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. Sit deep. Arms come up as you inhale, chair, Utkatasana. Exhale, prayer twist over to the left. Right elbow outside of the left leg. Belly in, ribs in, spine long. So think about spreading your collarbones here. Gently pressing into your hands. Drawing your right hip back as you twist to the left. As you inhale, unwind back to center, chair. And as you exhale, forward fold. Well done. Release. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step or float back, chaturanga. Inhale through upward facing dog. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Take an inhale breath here. And on your exhale, step or jump through to a seated position. So from this seated position, we're going to work into some boat navasana. So take your feet out in front of you, about hip width distance, and then draw your hands behind the thighs. We're going to lean back and lift our feet off of the ground. You can keep your hands here, excuse me, for support, or extend your arms out. In either instance, think chest to thighs, thighs to chest. Nice, light, and lifted. If you notice that your hip flexors are starting to take over, shift that work up into your abs by hugging the ribs in. Really squeezing in nice and tight for 5. Open in the chest. Last 3, 2, on a 1. Prepare for reverse tabletop. So feet plant, hip width distance. Hands come behind our back. Fingertips are facing forward. With your inhale breath, I want you to push into the hands and the feet and lift your hips up. So lift your hips in line with the knees. Chances are your hips are a little bit lower than they need to be. So lift them up. Push down into the feet. Hug back with the heels. Spread the fingers wide and open up through the chest. Hold it here. Squeeze the back side of the body. You're gonna feel your glutes turn on, your hamstrings turn on. Really creating that lift in those muscles. Hold for 5. Don't lock out the elbows. 3, 2, on 1. Release back down. Second set of boat Navasana. Hands behind the back, or hands behind the hamstrings. Lean back. Lift the feet off of the mat. Arms come out in front of us, or you can hold on for support. Whatever you choose is fine. You can also straighten those legs here. So take the option that you want to find today, making sure that you can breathe and maintain the form. More seconds. Relax the jaw, relax the face. And finally, release, plant the feet. Second set of reverse tabletop. Hands come behind our backs, fingertips face forward, feet parallel to one another, hip width distance. Inhale, lift up. So this set might be a little bit easier just because you've stretched out the shoulders and opened up the chest a little bit more. Allow that to take you a little bit deeper into the stretch, into the pose. Firm the legs, hug the heels back. So if you had roller skates on right now, your feet would actually be moving back towards your hands. Spread the toes, root the big toe mounds into the mat. Hold on to it, 10 more seconds, breathe. And then gently release down. We're gonna come forward into a regular tabletop position here. So when you're ready, stack your shoulders over your wrists. Extend your right leg straight back behind you, like as if we were gonna come into spinal balance, and flex the foot. Super important that this foot is flexed. Now swing your right leg out to the right, so the heel is shooting outside of the hip. You might wanna take your hands a little bit wider. Push into the ground, take a bend in the elbows, tuck your hips underneath you. Now on your inhale, you're gonna lower your foot, but don't touch the ground. As you exhale, lift, squeeze up. So inhale, lower, exhale, lift, squeeze up. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift, squeeze up. Really engage your quad here. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift, squeeze up. The straighter that leg is, the easier it's going to be to lift it up. Stick with it. You've got 4 more here. Final 3, abs on, core tight, really push down into the hands. Last 2, hold your last one up on 1. Can you bring your toes closer to the front edge of your mat? Hold for 4. Come on, push to the heel for 3. Good job, 2 on 1. You're gonna sweep that leg right behind you for, like spinal balance, and then gently set the knee down. All right, here we go, second side. Left leg, send it back. So the glutes engage, feel that glute fire up, feel your quadricep fire up as you lift the kneecap and press through the heel. Keep this leg as active as you can. Send it out to the left. Heel in line with the hip. Hands wider than shoulders. Bend the elbows to push into the earth. Inhale, lower that leg down. Exhale, lift and squeeze it up. Inhale, lower, lots of focus in the outer glute. Exhale, lift, squeeze up. Inhale, down. Exhale it up. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift up. 4 more. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift, squeeze. Last 3, inhale down. Exhale, lift up, straighten that leg, inhale down. Exhale, lift up, last 1, inhale down. Exhale, lift up and hold for 5. You can do it 4. Press more, 3, 2 on 1. Sweep it back for spinal balance, straight leg, and then gently release down. Really great job. That is not easy. So shift your hands forward. Let's find our downward facing dog. Hands at the top of the mat, hips up. Let's get back to work, you guys. Not that we ever stopped, really. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Sweep it up high. And then on your exhale, take a great big step through. Find that lunge. So hip in line with the knee. Sink the hips nice and low. Second set, tap in, out, in, out. In, out, in, out, in, out. Sit low. Pull the heart forward. Final push, 5, 4, leg moves double time, 3, 2, and on 1, find that nice long lunge. Inhale, arms reach up, crescent lunge. Arms up, hips heavy, breathe in. The first part's the same. Exhale, reach out and twist. Left arm forward, right arm back. Inhale, come back to center. And on your exhale, fly this time into airplane. I want you to balance. So since it's our first time on one leg here, take a moment to find your way. Square the hips and shoulders. Good. Inhale, crescent lunge, we step back. Exhale, reach out and twist. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, fly, airplane. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, reach out, twist. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, airplane. Pause. You can keep your arms long or bring your hands to your heart. We're gonna start to bend and straighten this right leg. Knee follows toes. So breathe through that sensation. I'm right there with you. I feel it too, right? Big time burn. Try not to label it. Just acknowledge it. 4 more. Good work. Keep everything squared. Last 2. And 1, hold it up at the top. Reach your arms back behind you. Inhale, crescent lunge, great big step back. Oh, so happy to be back on both feet. Take an inhale here. But as you exhale, revolved crescent lunge. Hands to a prayer position. Right hip on fire. Breathe through it. We're getting stronger. You guys, breathe. 4. Now keep your lower body the same, but unwind. Hands are gonna frame this right foot. Oh, pull the hips up and back. Nice job, very well-deserved stretch. Pull those hips back, find a release. Nice. And then inhale back to lunge. Plant your hands. Step back for plank. Lower down for chaturanga, halfway. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Are you ready for the left side? I gotta pump myself up. Here we go. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step through. Lunge. Sit into it like you mean it. Get low. Tapping in and out. In, out, in, out, in, out, out. 10 more seconds. Sink deeper. Hip in line with the knee. 4, 3, 2, and on 1, find your lunge. Hug the inner thighs. Left hip back, right hip forward. Inhale, crescent lunge. All right, here we go. We got a fresh glute. Let's get it nice and warm. Breathe in here. Exhale, reach out and twist. Right arm forward. Left arm back. Inhale to center. Exhale, fly. Airplane. Whoa. Shift the weight into the left foot. Reach your arms back. Lift the right leg up. Inhale, crescent lunge. Big step back. Exhale, reach out, twist. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, fly. Shift the weight into the left leg. Float the right toes up. Hold. Inhale, crescent lunge. Great big step back. Exhale, reach out, twist. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, fly. Airplane. Pause. You can keep your hands back or bring your hands to your heart center. Begin to bend and straighten that left leg. Don't let the knee collapse in. Let it follow the second toe. Find a pace that works for you. Drive through your heel to stand up. Really working the glute here. 4 more. If you need a modification, you can tap those right toes down. Just barely any weight at all in that foot. Hold your last one up at the top. Reach your arms back, airplane arms. And then inhale, crescent lunge. All right, the hardest part is over. Breathe in. Exhale, revolve, crescent lunge. Hands in a prayer position. Really twist. Now, if you're like, oh my God, I can't do this, you can always set that bottom knee down. Support the twist. Otherwise, stay fired up. Stay engaged. Hips are squared. Body is strong for 3, 2, on 1. Unwind. Frame your foot with those hands and pull your hips up and back for the stretch. Get some energy traveling back into the left hip. Relax the upper body. And then inhale back to lunge. Plant your palms, step back. Find a chaturanga, lower halfway. Inhale through into upward dog. Exhale back into downward facing dog. Take an inhale breath. And as you exhale, step or jump through to a seated position. So good news, no lunges for right now. We're gonna come back to our boat and reverse tabletop work. So when you're ready, take the hands behind the hamstrings, lean back, and lift off. Shins parallel with the ground, hands behind you or arms reach out. Again, you can straighten those legs if you wish. Find your boat. Just don't let the back round, okay? Spine is long, chest is proud. Giving the lower half of the body a bit of a break as we transition to a little bit of core work. But remember, the lower half of the body, those are some of the largest muscles that we've got. So they can take a lot. Don't be afraid to work them. Get ready for a second set of reverse tabletop. Plant your feet. Well, first set this time around. Hands behind your back, fingertips face forward. I'm gonna give you an option. First, lift up. Find your reverse tabletop. Lift it up, hold it up, hips in line with the knees. Now you can stay here, or we're gonna sweep our hips in between our hands. Don't let the hips come down to the ground. You're pushing into the ground so much that your hips are elevated. So lift the hips, sweep them up, squeeze the glutes, and then send your hips in between your arms. Sweep up, sweep back, sweep up, and back. Really work those hamstrings here. Every time you lift the hips, squeeze the glutes. Hug the heels back. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Hold it up at the top. Hug in nice and tight. And then gently release. Good job. One more set of boat. Hands behind the back. Lean back and lift up. Reach the arms out. And as challenging as boat is, I like to think at least it's a break from the glutes right now. So use it as an opportunity to come back into the breath. Shift your focus to regroup. To be light and energetic. Hold for 3, 2, and on 1, release. One more set of those tabletop sweeps, reverse tabletop sweeps. Hands behind the back, fingers forward, feet parallel hip width distance, lift up, find your reverse tabletop. Option 1, stay here, hold. Option 2, sweep back and lift up. Sweep back and lift up. So this move is so awesome because not only are we working our hamstrings and our glutes, we're also working our shoulders, our triceps, and our core. I think even our chest, since we're sweeping back and pushing down. So a lot going on here. Get 3 more in. Last 2. Last full set. Hold that reverse tabletop. Up at the top, squeeze. And then gently release. Nice job, come forward, tabletop. So we gotta get those outer hips one more time. Press your hands into the ground. Straighten your left leg or right leg straight back behind you. Flex the foot, drive through the heel. Toes are flexing down. Now take your right leg out to the right. Toes are pointing forward towards the front edge of your mat. Heel in line with the hip. Take your hands a little wider. Bend the elbows to push into the ground and tuck your hips underneath you. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Stay with it. Take a nice, slow, and steady pace. Move through mud on the way down. Move through mud on the way up. 4 more. Tuck the hips. Last 2. Hold your last one up at the top. Squeeze, hold, and then sweep the right leg back. Beautiful. Right knee goes down. It's the last time to do these, I promise. So left leg goes back. Press through the heel, flex through the foot. Sweep the leg out to the side. Left leg out. Heel in line with the hip. Hands go wide. Tailbone tucks. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Stay with it. Think about how strong you're getting, how you're sculpting your body. 4 more here. Hold your last one up at the top. Lift and squeeze. Hold for 3. Flex that foot. 2. Drive through the heel. 1. Sweep your leg back behind you. Spinal balance. Nice job. Both knees down on the ground. Pull your hips back toward your heels and take your right hip toward your right heel. Walk your hands over to the left. So we just work those glutes really hard, especially the outside of our hips. Let's give them a good stretch. And then switch sides. Hips go to the left heel. Arms walk over to the right. Stretch. And then come back to center. One last set of standing poses. So let's get into downward facing dog. Dig deep here. Let's finish nice and strong. Remembering why we stepped onto our mats in the first place. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Exhale, please step through. Lunge. Get the thigh down, hip in line with the knee. Stay nice and low. Tap in, tap out. In, out, in, out, in, out. Again, this is an option. You take it or leave it. What did you come for today? What did you want to get out of class? Maybe you weren't in for all this cardio. That's okay. But if you're ready to work it, 5, 4, 3, 2, and on 1, step back into your lunge. Good job. Inhale, rise, crescent lunge. So again, this is going to look very familiar. Take a big inhale. Exhale, reach out and twist. Inhale, back to center, crescent lunge. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. Arms go back, feet come together, sit low. Inhale, back to crescent lunge. Right foot stays forward, left leg shoots back. Exhale, reach out, twist. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. Last time through, crescent lunge. Inhale, big step back. Exhale, reach, twist. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. Keep your lower body in the chair. Inhale, arms up. Utkatasana. Exhale, prayer twist over to the right. So I'm going to have a lot of twisting in our Yoga for Weight Loss series just because twisting is so great to aid in digestion. And if you can get your digestion dialed in, it's really helpful on your weight loss journey. Just to feel lighter in your body. Get your metabolism going. Now inhale, back to center, chair. And as you exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana. Now, keep your right foot down and lift your left leg up for a standing split. Make sure your left toes are flexed straight down towards the mat. I want you to lower your left toes to the back of your right heel and then squeeze your left glute to lift the left leg. So inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. And we'll just do some of these standing split lifts. If you've done my sculpt classes, you'll recognize these. Great way to get into the glutes, into the hamstrings, which is, of course, one of the big focuses in today's class. Try not to let the leg just fall down, but press it down. Squeeze it down. Last 3, 2, hold it up on 1. Adding on to this movement, find a Jiva squat. Wrap your left knee behind the right calf. You're gonna circle that left knee around and come towards your left armpit. So circle around to Jiva, circle up to this open knee position. Circle around, circle up, circle around, circle up. 2 more. Knee towards the armpit, knee to the ankle, knee towards the armpit, hold. So your hip is open out to the side. You can keep the knee bent or straighten that leg out, just like we did in tabletop. Hold it for 4, 3, 2. On 1, swing it back for standing split. And then you exhale, step back into your lunge. Nice work. Plant your hands, step back into plank, lower halfway down, chaturanga. And then inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog. So we're so close, just our left side for our standing postures. Take a big breath in, let it go, and get ready for this last side. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step through lunge. Sink down nice and deep. Last set, taps, in and out, in and out. Here we go, in, out, in, out. Hip in line with the knee on that left side. Get into the sensation. Final push here, 5, 4, 3, 2, and on 1, step back, find your lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Arms reach high. On your exhale, reach out and twist. Calm the body with the breath. Inhale it back to center. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. Step forward as your arms reach back. Inhale, crescent. Right foot shoots back. Exhale, twist. Right arm forward. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. Sit deep. Last one. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, reach out, twist. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, chair with airplane arms. Sit low. Arms lift up as you breathe in, chair. Exhale, prayer twist to the left. Right elbow outside of the left eye. Hug in, twist deep. Embrace the work, knowing you're so close to the end. Stick with it. We've come this far. Inhale back to center, please, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Great release. All right, from your forward fold, standing split. Inhale, lift your right leg up. And if you can't reach the ground here, this is a nice place for some blocks. If you don't have any blocks, a couple books at home. Now, with your standing split, start to lower your right toes to the back of your left heel. And then squeeze your right glute to lift the right leg up again. Inhale down, exhale up. Squeeze. So notice what is in control of this movement. It's not your heel. It's not your knee. It's the glute. It's the glute and the hamstring. So squeeze those 2 areas to lift the leg up. And every time you lift it, squeeze it. Right? Be mindful in what you're doing. Put some intention behind these movements. 4 more. And then hold this last one up at the top. Here's where we add those Jiva circles. So bend both knees, wrap your right knee behind the left calf. You're gonna sit low and then circle your right knee around, come towards the right armpit. Circle down, sit low. Circle up, reach that right knee out, squeeze. Circle down, sit low. Circle up, sweep it around. 3 more, sit down, wrap. Sweep up, squeeze the outer hip. Last 2, get low. 3, circle it out. Last 2. And last 1. It's kind of a strange movement, but it's a great way to get into that outer hip. So your knee is opening out to the side. Keep that knee bent or straighten the leg. Heel outside of the hip, foot is flexed, lift it higher for 3, for 2. On 1, sweep it back for a standing split, and then softly step back into your lunge. Good work. Plant your palms, step back, high plank. Lower halfway down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a great big breath in. And on your exhale, hop, step, or jump through to a seated position. All right. So one last move to target our backside. We can't do a lower body focus class without doing some bridge lifts. So when you're ready, lay back on your mat, making sure your feet are hip width distance to begin. Lay back down, arms by your sides, and get those heels in as close to your hips as possible. Maybe you can brush your heels with your hands. Now, from this supine position, I want you to push into your feet and into your upper back to lift the hips up. Squeeze the glutes here. And imagine that you've got a yoga block or a soccer ball between your thighs and you're also hugging it. Really work that lower half here. Send the tailbone to the front edge of your mat. Gently press the back of your head into the mat. And so you've got the curve in your lower lumbar, you've got the curve in your cervical vertebrae, and your glutes are toning. Now as you inhale, lower your hips, but don't let them touch. And as you exhale, lift, squeeze up. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift, lower, and lift, lower, and lift. And every time you lift, you have to squeeze, lower, and lift, lower, and lift. Stay with it. Down and up, down and up. 8 more. Down and up, down and up. Lower and lift, lower and lift. Final 4, squeeze. 3, press. 2, tighter. 1, hold it up. Hold it up, lift those hips even higher, squeeze. Nice job. Now from here, bring your feet together to touch. Roll your arms underneath the body, interlace the fingers, and press the pinky side of your fist down into the mat. Keep your left foot down, but reach your right leg high. Now you can stay here and hold, or lower the hips, then lift. Lower and lift. You're just lowering a little bit, then lift. Lower and lift, lower and lift, lower and lift. 4 more. 4, press. 3, press. 2, squeeze. 1, hold it up. Tiny pulses at the top. Pulse, 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 like you're stamping your right foot on the ceiling. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it up on 1, squeeze. Bend your right knee, set your right foot right beside your left foot, and then switch sides. Draw the left knee into the body, straighten the leg so the heel and the foot are pressing to the ceiling. Hold here or lower and lift, lower and lift. If you don't like your fingers interlaced, you can have your arms flat by your sides. Lower and lift, lower and lift. Really squeeze. 4 more, 3 more, 2. Hold it up on 1. Add those pulses, pulse, 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 pulse. Squeeze at the top, squeeze at the top. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it up on 1. Squeeze. Bend your left knee, plant your left foot down. Release your interlaced fingers and then gently lower down. Soles of the feet to touch, knees open wide. Arms rest by your side. Just let your lower body release. Great work, everybody. Since we're already on our backs here, let's get a figure 4 to stretch our hips. Plant your feet onto the mat. Keep your left foot planted as you cross your right ankle over the left thigh. Start to draw the left thigh into the body as you interlace the fingers behind the left hamstring, opening your right knee wide. Get a nice figure 4 stretch here. Maybe rock side to side. So if you found some of those movements to be extra challenging, like when we had to take the leg away from the body, it's not because you're particularly weak or anything. It's because we don't move our body in that way. But that is all part of our natural range of motion. And that's all that we want to get back to with our yoga practice. Now keep your legs crossed, but release your arms out to a T or a goalpost. Set your left foot down. Keep your right ankle crossed over the left knee and let those knees fall over to the left. Getting a cross-legged twist here. If that's too much on your low back, you can uncross the legs. And then as you inhale, gently unwind, come back to center. Uncross your feet, plant your right foot, cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Start to draw the right leg into the body as the fingers interlace behind your right hamstring. Both feet are active here. And open the left knee wide. So, if you are used to moving just front to back, like you're a runner or a cyclist, we never move to the left and the right. So we've got some imbalances in our bodies. If you strengthen those muscles, you're going to help to relieve any sort of sciatic pain that you've got. I found that to be true in my own practice. So I just tell you this to encourage you to keep doing these movements that are away from the body. Anything lateral is wonderful. Now release your hands, arms out to a T or a goalpost. Plant your right foot down on the ground, and then allow the knees to roll over to the right. Finding that staggered leg twist. And with your next inhale, gently unwind, uncross your legs. Let's open up for a happy baby. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Soles of the feet to the ceiling. Grab onto your inner or outer edges. Press your low back down. Maybe rock side to side. Massage your low back. And then gently release whatever you have a hold of. Curl into a little ball. Squeeze the knees into the chest. Wrap the arms around the shins. Bring the forehead to the knees. And then gently release all the way down into our final pose, Shavasana. Let your feet just flop open. Your arms rest out to the sides. Eventually make your way to one side, finding a supported fetal position, cradling your head in your arms, letting your knees rest together. Giving yourself just one more moment here. And then whenever you're ready, gently press yourself up back to a seated position. We'll bring our hands to our heart center. We allow our eyes to be gently closed for one last moment. And then notice how you're feeling after today's class. And then remember this feeling as you continue to come back to this class and you notice how you're getting stronger and more fit. Let today be a starting point from which we can grow.